If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. That plaguey green look, greenish-gray look, really works for Undead, so the shoulder plates of Crackling Flame is the way to go. Tomb Sargeras Heroic Goroth, 12% on the drop rate, doing the spin, showing the cloak, which we'll get to in about 50 seconds. The chest, Breastplate of Tarnished Bronze. This is from End Time. Morazon drops at kind of a fair drop rate to get the chest. The belt really works with this set. Got that grayish-green looking thing going. Siege of Orgrimmar LFR Sun Tenderheart for the Poison Binder Girth. Next up, the legs, which are also from Cata, like the chest. End Time, Echo of Bane, so you want to head into End Time to get the chest as well as the legs. Moving on, we're going to hook you up with a human dude showing off the Trampling War Boots. The Emerald Nightmare Heroic Ursoc is the boss, 8% on the drop rate, doing the spin, showing the cloak again. The hands, I do believe, are next. Fitted Iron Bark Gauntlets. The Emerald Nightmare Heroic sargeras is the boss. Decent drop rate or fair drop rate for the gloves. And we have a Lady Nightborn. Yes, she can now be a DK. Hellfire Ramparts to get the cloak. Vazruden the Herald is the dude who holds it. And the head is not sure that you could get this for DKs. I might have made a mistake. Not 100% sure, but I like it. And the weapon, Blackrock Foundry Heroic, Heart of the Mountain is the boss. Going all in, obviously, on Frost with this look. Pauldrons of the Apocalypse. Blackwing Descent Nefarian is the boss, 10% on the drop rate for the shoulders. So the shoulders, the gloves, and the boots, part of that same tier set. The rest of the stuff, well, we're going to get to that. Wrathful Gladiator's Dreadplate chest piece, which of course is Wrath of the Lich King level PvP chest piece. Same can be said about the legs. But first, the belt, Poison Binder's Girth, Siege of Orgrimmar, Sun Tenderheart, 17% on that drop rate for the belt. Moving on to the legs, which are the Wrathful Gladiator's Dreadplate Leggards. You get it at Dalaran. Keep in mind, the Wrath of the Lich King version, Wrath of the Lich King PvP vendor, 3 marks of honor for the legs. Moving on to the headpiece, Garalon's Hollow Skull, Heart of Fear LFR Garalon, 5% on the drop rate for that headpiece. Doing the spin, showing the cape. But first, the hands, Gravitational Pull. Got a gravitational pull towards Shadowlands right now. Blackwing Descent, Elementium Monstrosity, 12% on the drop rate. Lady Goblin stepping up, and I actually might be a dude. Usually I get the genders confused with Blood Elves. I'm not sure why I'm a little confused about goblins here. The Gilded Thorian Cloak, Karazhan BC, Terrestrian Ullhoof is boss, 17% on the drop rate. The weapon, Primal Gladiator's Cleaver, wide PvP vendor, 5 marks of honor. Going with a green and brown look, which of course says Undead. Tomb Sargeras, the Desolate Host, 12% drop rate for the Grave Dredged Pauldrons. Moving on to the chest piece, which you really can't see behind the tabard, but that's intentional. Tabard's part of the set. Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR, Tears of the Veil, 18% drop rate for the chest plate of Congealed Corrosion. And I asked the important question, is there any other kind of corrosion? Soul Render's Great Belt, Tomb Sargeras. Gil Jaden is the boss, 5% on the drop rate. And I think the Orc is going to stick around, and he's going to show us the legs, part of the same tier set from LFR Siege of Orgrimmar. Malkorik is the boss for the leg plates of Willful Doom, part of the same set as the chest, by the way. And the shoulders, belt, gloves, boots, all tier set from Legion. Speaking of the boots, Tomb Sargeras, various mobs will drop those boots. And the hands, Grave Warden Handguards, Tomb Sargeras, are Jaden as the boss, 5% on the drop rate for the gloves. The back, Quill Stitch, Grey Cloak, Dressfar, Quill Rat Matriarch, 28% drop rate for that. Got a Worgen showing a tabard, which is Zanger Marsh, Cenarian Expedition Quartermaster, Exalted, and Gold to pick that up. And the headpiece, which is straight out of Throne of Thunder, LFR, kind of a fair drop rate. I do think there's also a legendary that is similar to that. And this is a Proving Grounds quest reward from your garrison. Now we're going back to Frosty Caves for some love. The shoulders are out of Ulduar Heroic, which is from Mithrax, the Unraveler, 5% on the drop rate for the shoulders. Next up, we're going to show you a chess piece, which is straight out of the WoD PvP vendor, Warmongering Combatants Dread Blade chess piece. That is Alliance only, I do believe. 3 marks of honor to pick that up. Moving on, a belt is straight out of the Blackrock Foundry, Mythic Beast Lord Darmak. 20% drop rate for the Iron Crusher's collar. Yes, I'm wearing a collar on my belt. Blizzard gets some really interesting names for this stuff. And the legs, part of the same PvP tier set as the chest, which of course is from the WoD PvP vendor. 3 marks of honor to pick that up. Moving on, we're going to show you the feet, BFA level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith, or more importantly, your local auction house to pick these up. Notorious Combatants plate boots. Those aren't that difficult to get. And the Hands Fluid Resistant Specimen Handlers, Ulduar Heroic. War Mother Rakali is the boss. Decent drop rate on that. Now we're going to show you an Undead Lady and the back Platinum Mesh Cloak, Dalaran Legacy Justice Quartermaster, 140 gold to pick that up. A great looking DK look. Titans Outlook, Obsidian Sanctum, normal 10-man, Sartharian, 16% drop rate on the head. And the weapon, single-handed Hellfire Citadel Heroic Sword. We're going to start out in Legion with the Grave-Dredged Pauldrons, Tomb of Sargeras, Heroic, the Desolate Host. Sounds like something from the movie Alien. 10% is the drop rate. Moving on to the chest, Grievous Gladiator's Dreadplate chest piece from the MOP PvP vendor. If you hoard, it'll be Prideful Gladiator. 3 marks of honor, same price for both Horde and Alliance. Moving on, the belt. It's going to bring us to Crucible of Storms. As you can see, the boss, 5% on the drop rate for the Mind Thief's Eldritch Clasp. That's an odd name for a belt. Then again, who really names a belt? The legs, part of the same PvP tier set as the chest, which of course is from Pandaria, Mist of Pandaria, 3 marks of honor to get the pants. Moving on to the feet, Spiked Terrorwake Great Boots, Tomb of Sargeras, Heroic. Various mobs where you can pick those up on the auction house. Nice little piece to have for your xmog collection. Moving on to the hands, which are the Grave Warden Handguards, Tomb of Sargeras, Heroic. Hard Jaden is the boss. So there's a little bit of MOP, and it's a little bit of Legion, and just one little touch of BFA. The back, also BFA, Ulduar Fetid Devourer, 9% on the drop rate for the Horror Terror blah 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 cloak. The headpiece is part of the same, I was going to say tier set, I don't know. It's from the Burning Throne, basically. And the weapon, great looking weapon out of Ice Crown Citadel. The shoulders are going to take it to a place called Throne of Thunder. Tordos, he's a big turtle. 24% on the drop rate for the shoulder guards of Centripetal Destruction. Sounds like a Warlock shoulder piece. Anyway, the chest, super easy to get. Dark Crest Breastplate, the Blood Furnace, various mobs there if you want to farm it, or I suggest you buy it on the auction house. There's also a lookalike, so you can check Wowhead for that. The belt, Prideful Gladiator's Clasp of Meditation. If you hoard, you're going to have to go Grievous to pick up the belt. The legs are part of the same drop set from, I think it's Burning Crusade, as the chest, Darkcrest Laggards, Hellfire Peninsula. Zakral is the dude you can take it from or buy it on the auction house. There's also a lookalike set, so check Wowhead. Tidal Force Treads, Throne of Thunder, Swen, 5% on the drop rate, part of the same set as the shoulders, and I do believe the helm. Oh no, the helm is not from that set actually. Going with a wrist here, Netherstorm, Thunderlord Provisioner, has a 90% drop rate to give you those bracers, so that's from Netherstorm, easy to pick up there. Moving on to the back, which is the Fellprune Shroud, works extraordinarily well with this set. Cathedral of Eternal Light Agronox is the boss. The head, Jaw of Repudiation, is a valid quartermaster piece. You buy it for gold, Stormwind Ogremar. And the weapon, which works perfectly with this set, straight out of the Underbog, the Black Stalker, drops at 5% is the drop rate. My name is Luxeley. I want to thank everybody for dropping by. Leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning or it's afternoon or night, make it epic.